If you are a Teachers Pay Teacher seller and you are looking to scale your sales, then this strategy can help you in so many ways. And this is not just for established sellers. If you are brand new, you don't even have a TPT store, and you start by doing this, it's going to be a given that you get sales, because the strategy that I'm showing you in this video is all about how to find gaps in the market. If you don't know what that means, it's basically a resource that a lot of teachers are searching for, but there aren't that many resources about that topic. If you can list resources that are gaps in the market, you already know teachers want it, but there's not a lot of competition, so you're going to make sales. I think this is so important for higher competition niches especially, but it really can work for everyone. But if you are in lower elementary, like pre-K through third grade, there's just more sellers. Okay. There's more teachers in those grades, so there's going to be more sellers for those grades. Whereas like high school math, like I teach, there aren't as many high school math teachers in the US, so there's not as many sellers. I actually stumbled upon a gap in the market accidentally just by needing something in my own classroom that I couldn't find. And I had an interview with one of our TRA members recently, and she talked about she found a gap in the market that way as well. She was looking for resources when she was about to go out on maternity leave, and she couldn't find anything that fit the needs of her students. So she made them, and those resources actually did really well. And so if you are, thinking about resources that you want to list, that is one way. And that's almost a way you can stumble upon a gap in the market. But to have a more surefire way, I'm going to show you using a tool called Seller Spy. I have had Colleen, the creator of Seller Spy, on our podcast before. And this is just a really cool tool. It is a tool where she collected data from TPT, from the TPT search algorithm, and it shows you gaps in the market using the tool called the keyword generator inside Seller Spy. And as of right now, when I'm recording this, you actually can use that 5 times a day for free. And if you're on the pro or the premium account, then you can use it as many times as you want. So I think this is such a good tool. We will put a link for Seller Spy below. So I wanted to show you kind of how this works. So I wanted to start off with a very high competition keyword, CVC sight words. If you look on Teachers Pay Teachers, there's no telling how many CVC sight word games, worksheets there are. It's just going to be insane, okay? And so you can see the very first 2 keyword suggestions, sight words, is green, red. Now, if you are listening to this, I will explain it, but if you also want to watch this on YouTube, because I'm actually going to show you inside the Seller Spy program how this works. So the very first keyword is sight words, and the popularity is green. That means a lot of people are searching for it, but the competition is red. That means that there's already a ton of resources around that keyword. And it makes sense because that's so broad. So the more specific you can be when searching, the better. And that's why I love the keyword generator tool, because I just put in the search bar CVC sight words, and it's giving me all of these ideas. And on the very first page here, there's a green. CVC words Christmas, which I would have thought that would not be green, honestly, but there's a lot of popularity. Now, I will say, not as many people are searching as just sight words, but 195 people are searching, and there are 4,000 products. Now, you might think that's a lot, but if you know how to list them the right way, meaning you're using the keywords, but you also have a really great cover and thumbnails and a really great preview, and it's a high quality product, then you are going to be found at the top of the search. And the more people click on your resource and buy, the higher up in the search you are going to get. So it's not just about keywords, but this is a great way to start. So it is green, meaning tons of people are searching, but there's not as many products around it. So you want to try that gap in the market. That's a gap in the market right there. You want to try to make resources around that if that's your niche. So you can come in here and search for anything. So let's try another maybe higher competition word like letter sounds. And then I just generate keyword suggestions. And look, Christmas letter sounds. So the Christmas thing is really good. Christmas letter sounds is green. Now, it doesn't always have to be green. Sometimes you might have yellow-green, which means not as many people are searching, but there aren't that many resources around it. So winter letter sounds. See, another one. This is yellow-green, which means not that many people are searching, but there's not that many resources around it. Let's find a green-yellow. Green-yellow means a lot of people are searching for it, And there's like a medium amount of resources. So letter sounds and letter recognition worksheets. What I would do is I would maybe add some things like preschool letter sounds. Just keep searching and playing around with different long tail keywords to see if you can get different options. There are other ways in Seller Spy like Keyword Explorer to do this too. So let's do this one. Let's do CVC site words here. I'm in the Keyword Explorer. Sometimes you'll find different ones using this tool. Okay, so this is a super long one. Site word sentences with CVC words kindergarten, green, green. CVC site word list, that's green and then kind of like a light green. So this one is almost even more in depth. And then you can have filters here. But just starting with a keyword generator, I think is a great idea. Let's do kindergarten math games. And I'm just purposely doing low level because I know those are higher competition niches. Okay, so this one didn't give me as much, so maybe I want to try a different keyword, kindergarten edition game. Let's just do, sometimes the less broad you can be here, the more suggestions it will give you. Those Christmas ones, man, which I am searching around Christmas. So that's why the popularity is a little bit greater right now. But even if you're not in a holiday season, holiday resources, especially for lower grades, but even me in high school, my holiday resources do really well. So Christmas edition worksheet kindergarten, it has kind of like a medium popularity, but not a lot of resources around that. I'm going to put like kindergarten adding. Let's see if that gives me anything different. So this is going to take some time to do some keyword research, but I think it's very worth it. I think it's a great way to spend your time in the beginning, just making a list of keywords. So here's what I would do. If you're new or if you already have a store, I would spend like 2 hours, maybe an hour here, an hour there, and just do as much keyword research as you can. There's actually a place where you can add it to a list if you want, or me, I would like have it in a Google Doc. That's just how I am, or you could write it down. Just get as many low competition keywords as you can. And then every time you're sitting around thinking, what should I create? You have a list of keywords to start. Because when you're just creating for your classroom, yes, that's a great way to start. That's how I started. That will give you resources to put on TPT, but you don't necessarily know if one, people are looking for them, and two, if there's already 1,000 resources around that. And by 1,000, I mean like 100,000. Like this first one, kindergarten edition. There are 686,000 resources. So the competition is red. You don't want to try to rank for that because it's so broad. But the more research you do, you can get in those lower competition gaps in the market to really find resources that you know will sell. All right. I hope this was helpful. I know this is a super short episode, but check out Seller Spy. Use those 5 free ones a day. And then I highly recommend go ahead and getting at least 1 month. You can get a month and get as many as you want. And then once you make all those resources, sign up for another month because it's month to month, and find those gaps in the market so you can make some sales. All right. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.